What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Loyal Subjects Best Action Figure line of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Raphael and Michael Angelo. Now, for right now, these are the only ones hitting. Leo and Donnie, which are my two favorite turtles, are not hitting at the moment, so I had to go ahead and pick up these when I saw them. The packaging is pretty standard for the line. These are my first time ever opening these kinds of figures. They actually look a lot better than I thought they were going to. And they look super articulated and a lot of fun, actually. So I'm really eager to get these guys open. But taking a look at the packaging here, you can see Mikey, Raphael, and their respective, attire. On the side, you get the same images, but Mikey's is orange while Raphael's is red. I like that. You get two different poses of digital renderings for each of them. They look pinless on here, but they are not on the actual figure. So that's a little misleading and a little upsetting, because if these were pinless, these might be like top tier fucking Turtles figures. But over here, you get Raphael's bio, and then there is Raphael's barcode if you need that. Check your local Walmarts. Here's Michael Angelo's read up and his barcode if you need that. I believe they are different, but like I said, I think if you find one, you're gonna find the other. I doubt that somebody's just gonna get Raphael or Michelangelo. You'd be pretty lame if you did that. So nothing really on the top, and you already saw the bottom. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pop these guys open and take a closer look. So after taking these guys out of the package and fiddling around with them a little bit, I got mixed feelings. There's some things that I really, really like and I think are super innovative on Loyal Subjects' part. But then on the other hand, there's just things that I don't like. Like Raphael's really frustrating because I can barely move his legs without them popping off. Like they just aren't staying on, and I've tried heat, pushing them on all the way, and it just won't stay. And I think that's just my Raphael, because my Mikey legs are just fine. So maybe I'm not pushing hard enough, but I don't want to break anything. So they stay on, they don't fall off, but they're not going to be able to be used very well, which is a little frustrating. The heads are really hard to pop on and off. Just like little things here and there that do make these things kind of difficult to play around with. So we're going to go ahead and look at Michael Angelo because his legs don't fall off, so I feel like he'd be easier to take a look at. Taking a look at the head sculpt here, they do have the same head sculpts, just obviously with their respective colors. So for Raphael, obviously it's going to be red. Michelangelo, it's going to be orange. And the joints that are orange on Mikey will be red on Raphael's, as you can see. So as we're taking a closer look here, it's all the same. I do want to mention that on the back, these pieces plug in. So they're separate pieces in the packaging, you plug them in. Obviously Mikey's has the 4 holders to, hold the chucks, whereas Raphael only has 2 for his side. So taking a look at the sculpt here, now, I think the green that they chose is really, really nice. It does match between all of them. I guess we'll just take a look at both of them. It does match between all of them. The browns match on the belt, and the R and the M are painted very cleanly on there, so I do like that. I like the skin tone of green that they chose. And the sculpting work is really nice. It's like a, kind of like a bubbly kind of look, but in a good way. They look cartoony, and I like that a lot. Actually like it really a lot. The joints being orange are a little strange, especially when they set them up like that, and the range is whatever, but we'll get to the articulation in a little bit. But I do like the muscle tones. Now they are pinless on the legs, but they didn't do it on the arms, and it looked, like I said earlier, it looked like on the package they should have been. So I don't know why they did that. That's a little disappointing. I don't like when companies do that. They did it with the Hercules and Marvel Legends, and I'm not a big fan of that. The shell looks really nice, that classic green. I don't think I have turtles that look like that. These are, different versions of the turtles, and I like to get different companies' iterations of the turtles. The knee pads look nice. I like the sculpt on the legs. I like the big chunky calves that the turtles are kind of known for having, and then obviously you get the toes. So none of the toenails or fingernails are painted, but that's okay in my book. I don't really care for when it comes to turtles, but I don't know. There's something off about the necks. I feel like they're a little, they look good, but from certain angles, they look really skinny. And I think it has to do more so with the joints for me. Plus, Raphael's one knee is super loose, as you can see. Can't even, hold its own weight. So, what are you going to do? He does stand there, though. But they both do come with a good amount of accessories each. So, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So, they do come with a good amount of accessories. They come with interchangeable hands. They both come with open hands, fist hands, and I'm assuming they're both supposed to come with grip hands, but my Michelangelo did not. So I'll probably give them Raphael's because they are interchangeable with the color and the skin tone, because I'd rather have Mikey holding his nunchucks and Raph having fists than vice versa. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But as for weapons themselves, you get Mikey's nunchucks. You know, you get 2 pairs of them, which look really cool. Not real chains, but, you know, I like that there's paint apps on it. And then Mikey also does come with, like, the turtle grapple. I don't really know what you're supposed to do with this. Like, I guess you put it on his finger, like the yo-yo kind of thing, like, and spin it and hook it. But whatever. I don't really think I'm going to use that. And then Raph comes with a kunai knife and a shuriken. No paint on them, and they're very soft and moldable plastic. And he does, of course, come with his sai, which are also very soft and malleable. I don't know if I like that. I don't think I like that. So, you know, what are you going to do? Along with a new head for each of them, Mikey comes with a kind of the perfect face for Mikey, angry but smiling. I like that, so I'm definitely going to leave this one on there for him. Whereas Raphael comes with a screaming angry head, which I do like that for him as well. But I cannot get it to pop on for the life of me, because, like, it'll stay on, but it's not, like, there was no click. And I've been pushing and heating and all the bullshit, and it's just not going on. So this Raphael is giving me a lot of issues, but the Michael Angelo is kind of fine. So, yeah, what are you going to do? But let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation, because it is rather interesting for these two and kind of different from a lot of turtle figures that we've seen before. So for articulation, we're going to look at Mikey again. The heads do not really go up or down very much. That's about it. They do rotate side to side. It is super hard to move, and you do get a tad bit of pivot, you know, whatever. They get a ball joint on the back of the shell, which does allow for movement, which is very interesting. We've never seen that before. It's like a little dumbbell joint back there that, I don't know if you can see it in there, but that's really interesting. So when you move the diaphragm joint around, but for first, the shoulders move up, down, rotate 360. These are the first turtle figures that I know that have butterfly joints, and they work rather nice. I like that a lot, actually. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. That should move in a lot more than they do. That's kind of whack, and they're kind of ugly too. And then a wrist swivel and a hinge. But the diaphragm joint, it can get them to pivot on the inside of their shell good. So you can kind of get them side to side. It'll pivot a little bit, but not much. But that's better than nothing. That's pretty cool. I like the way that they did that. The dumbbell joint on the shelf definitely helps. The hips move outwards that far. Down, he'll kick forward. They'll kick forward, not very far. You can kind of rotate it around, but it'll kick out a little bit. And then you get a thigh swivel, double jointed pinless knees that do not work very well neither. Just not implemented well. There's too much sculpt back there, but you know, whatever. Ankle down, up, and you do have a weird angled pivot. But I guess it's a good articulation. I just wish that the elbows were pinless, the joints were a little bit tighter, and I guess that's pretty much it. But I don't know. Overall, I think that's pretty good. So I have 2 sets of turtles here that I can compare them to. Unfortunately, I don't have the NECA ones here. I have them at home, and I would have done a comparison because I feel like those are the closest ones. But I do have 2 kinds here to compare. So for Raphael, I brought over the DC Collectibles Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Raphael, which was my favorite set of turtles for the most part. I really like the designs of them. But you can see they're incredibly different. These are actually bigger than I thought they would be. Here's Michael Angelo next to his Super 7 Ultimates version. He is smaller than those two, but I mean the price points between the 3 of them, it was about 25 for him because it was 50 for the 2-pack, so about 25 for him, about 17 for these guys, and 50 for him alone. So you can definitely see the price point difference between the 3 of them, but for the most part, these look good for their price point, so I like that a lot. I don't really know how they managed to do that for a low price point as they do, but these do look cool getting all different kinds of turtles. That's like my favorite thing to collect about them. So with that being said, I believe that's all I got. You're probably wondering at this point, yo, Ant, what are you thinking of these figures? And I'm very mixed on these ones because there's things that I really like. I love the bright colors. I think the articulation for the most part is pretty good, but there's just things like the accessories, the loose joints. They're just, I don't know, the heads popping on is really annoying. Raph's legs do not want to stay on. There's just like little things here and there. So I feel like they're like 80% there. The rest, what are you going to do? The pinless thing bugs the shit out of me. You guys know I hate that when it's like half and half. I wish they would just go all the way. But with all that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and give these guys a rating of 8 out of 10. They're really close and really good, especially for the price point around 15 bucks, 17 after tax. That's not bad at all. So I'm very happy with them overall. But I believe that's all I got for today. So if you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do yourself the favor and me and do all that. Please be sure to follow me on Instagram. It's greatly appreciated when you do all that. Follow me on TikTok as well. Been posting a lot on there. But I think that's all I got for today. So as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.